right, hey, welcome to Hit. This is Chris Cicchinelli. We're talking everything high-intensity tactics for growth, and today we have an amazing guest on, McKinley Oswald. He's been working with leaders in direct sale for over the past 25 years with his company, Sound Concepts, which is now Verb. He joins us today to talk about tech-forward strategies for entrepreneurs and business owners. McKinley, thanks so much for joining us today, man.
Yeah, Chris, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be on. Love the pod. You do a great job. So, congrats on everything you've got going and all that you're doing for the industry.
Well, hey, man, listen, I appreciate the time. And you're talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is definitely video in today's world. I think it's kind of that new communication kind of method. So give us a history, history of how you got into direct sales. You and I are about the same age, so it seems like we've kind of have been growing up in this thing. So go ahead, give a little background.
Yeah, so my dad, he started Sound Concepts, and at the time it was a cassette duplication company and, 4 employees. And that's really back in the day, late 80s, early 90s, how, people prospected and they introduced people, right? And it was, Dead Doctors Don't Lie and cassette tapes like that. And along with that, it became one of the major tools that people use to interact with people. And so that was my first intro into the space where we started working with leaders of different direct sales companies. It was Rexall Showcase, it was New Skin, early companies like that. And then just over time, we've found a way to really work closely with businesses and independent business owners, distributors, to find the right tools, to build their business. And it's changed over time, right? Back in the day, like I said, it was the cassette tape, it was those type of things. And over time, it's transitioned to now, video and things that they can use in the palm of their hand. And so instead of having to mail someone something, I can text someone a video and interact with them in that way. So for us, our business hasn't changed. It's still providing the right tools, but over time, it's changed from the cassette tape to now, finding ways to help people connect and really build. That's what I love about the direct sales industry is it's one-to-one, belly-to-belly, kneecap to kneecap. And it's just finding the right tools, whether back in the day, 25, 30 years ago, it was the cassette, then the CD, DVD. And now there's such great technology out there for people to use that, that's been the thing that we've really seen is, the industry hasn't changed much, but the technology and the delivery method has.
Do you see more and more people going this direction with video? I mean, you got to think about what's happening with social media, right? You take social media, and they're saying video is ruling the algorithm right now. Is that true, untrue? What do you?
Oh, it's 100% true. And especially you look at, what Facebook was doing 4 and 5 years ago to now. I read a report recently, there was a Facebook exec who said he thinks that within a year or two, that 95% of all their posts will be video based. And so it's the direction people are going. It's the Facebook Live, it's those type of things, even Instagram stories. Consumers want to consume, video content. It's the way phones have gone too. A smartphone, everyone, wants to, interact and view that way, even much more than reading, which is the crazy part that's changed, right? Mm-hmm. 10% of people would like to read something as compared to 95% that want to watch a video. Mm-hmm. So that's just the form that people are used to. And I think it's only going to continue to grow. The stats show that it's much more accessible and people are comfortable doing it.
What do you believe about the I guess the algorithms that are out there? How much do you keep up in that world? Is that something that you guys are constantly kind of reviewing? Because when we're hearing from 30,000 consultants and they all have an opinion on I heard this from a friend. I heard that from I went to got something online from a TED Talk or I've Googled that. What's your thoughts around some of the algorithms in video today?
Oh, 100%. And the algorithm, we pay super close attention to it because if you're not paying attention, and the best leaders in the industry do that because if you're not, no one's going to view your posts and your things. And so what Facebook has really dictated is it's got to be authentic. It's got to be personal. They don't want, thousands of people duplicating and doing the same thing. And so the more you can find ways to interact on that personal level, and the algorithm loves video. Loves people recording and staying in there. And so that's what we pay really close attention to because now with social media, it is such a great avenue if you do it right to be able to connect with people. And even more so, if you do video right and you use the advanced technology, you can really move your business in the right way. And as you know, Chris, there's a right way and a wrong way to do social. And the algorithm will punish you if you're not careful, you know. And so we've got to pay everyone, within the industry has got to pay close attention to that and see how it impacts the things that they're doing.
You say authentic, you talk about, why is it important to kind of create interactive videos or authentic videos? Why is that so important with the algorithm? And I've seen that on my own posts as well, of authentic versus not authentic, interactive versus non-interactive.
Oh yeah. At first there's, I'll talk first about with social, the authentic aspect. We had, part of our tool allowed users to copy a message and post it. And at first that worked with Facebook, but over time we saw the algorithm on Facebook didn't like that because everyone posting the same thing wasn't great. And so we've had to find ways to help users be authentic and really get that message out there. And that's what Facebook and these social media avenues want, is your story, who you are, creating your own brand. And the people that do that the best are the ones that win. And so we're also seeing, one-to-one, it's the same way, where our friends just as much, instead of, texting them, someone I haven't talked to in 4 or 5 years, if I can record an interactive video and, send you a link right in the video that says, hey, Chris, this is what I'm passionate about. Check this out. Go here. We're seeing just crazy, great statistics because that's what people want. They want authentic. They want you to be you. And, we've found, the best way to do that is to be confident on that in the video and pass that through and be personal, be yourself, and you're going to get the best results in that way.
That is 100%, and it's true. I mean, like, it is hard though, because a lot of people though that are trying to go into this world of, trying to be authentic, trying to make sure that they're running a business, because everything you hear today is, how do you build your brand? How do you build your brand? And you build it social, right? So the big question for people is, man, what about content? I mean, like, I feel like I've always got to come up with this. Content is key to what we're doing, because you could have a great video, good production, good whatever, but telling a story every day, or, kind of keeping out in front of people. What's your kind of take on that? I mean, inside of this world of always, content is something that we all search for.
Oh yeah. Content is king. And it's one of those things I think everyone learned from, Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vee was one of the first ones to get on there and just put content out, but it wasn't so much back in the day. People felt like their content had to be high produced, right? And you had to spend tens of thousands of dollars to produce a great video. Those days are gone. Now it's just be yourself, be authentic, but you got to add value as well. It's a lot of the things that you talk about, on your podcast. It's having energy, creating your own brand, being authentic, being passionate. And those are the things. You don't necessarily need to be an expert or a scientist or anything. Just be yourself, be passionate, get in there. And that's what people are relating to. And the crazy thing, you look at all the social influencers out there, and it's a lot of these, moms who are just excited and passionate about what they're doing. They don't have an MBA or a degree, but they are great at what they do because they create a brand, they're authentic, and they're passionate. And people want to be a part of that. They relate to that, and they want to participate in that, right?
It's amazing. My wife follows so many of those, the moms are out there, and she's like, oh my gosh, this person. I'm like, Jessica, what do you follow? Oh my God, her clothes are so cute. I love it. And she, next thing you know, she's an influencer for Nordstrom. I'm like, oh my God, so it is amazing to see the power of a video, to see the power of that. Now, you think about this though, a lot of people feel like they have to have a very high produced, a lot of equipment. I mean, they feel like everything has got to be, done a certain way. You look at what just happened with Selena Gomez, just came out, right? And her video that shot just on an iPhone, the whole thing. What's your thought around that? Somebody getting started on a small budget.
Yeah. And that's the power of technology, right? I referenced it just a moment ago where, companies would spend back in the day 80, 100 grand to produce this high-end video with a 3-camera shoot. But social media has changed that, and smartphones have changed that, where you can get a high-quality video just from your iPhone, right, or whatever it may be, and get in and record and do that. And you don't need that high-end production. And frankly, you look at, with Facebook Lives and Instagram Stories, people don't want that high-end production. They want the real, authentic, this is me in the moment, here I am. But the technology has also come that way where our phones can record something. We're no longer is it grainy and that you get great sound, great video quality. So that's the thing that goes back to where anyone can do it now and create good content without having to, spend a ton of money doing it.
Do you think, I was looking at this because, you and I kind of, like I said, roughly same age, got kids involved in a lot of things, soccer and you got lacrosse matches and everything else that's going on. Our kids, do you think that they're ever going to utilize these big Canon cameras that I have focused at me right now? I mean, is this something, what do you think is going to happen in our lifetime?
And that's the cool thing. Like you see now, like my daughter, my youngest is 8. And, we've seen over the last 4 or 5 years, just how intuitive the technology has been. She'll walk up to our TV, and try to swipe and do things on it. And they've been raised with this where they've got it and they do that. My daughter records video all the time just from, her iPhone 8, and super simple to go in and do. And they record videos and they can edit them on their phone. And they're much better than you or I. Back in the day, you had to hire someone who had these type of skills. Now, this next generation, they're doing it all in the palm of their hand and figuring it out where I think that's going to be, it's only going to continue to move. You look at the latest iPhone and the video camera on there is so fantastic that, Selena Gomez can shoot a music video on it and the quality's unreal.
It blew my mind away when I saw it online. I'm like, wait, this whole thing was shot on an iPhone. Who would ever thought like that's what we're getting down to? And I think that's the kind of the pieces that I look at every day is that, being authentic, make sure, it doesn't have to look like it's a $50,000 shoot. I remember my first commercial I ever did for for us, and we could barely afford it. It was like $180,000. And I'm thinking, now you look at it and we could pull things off for like $10,000. It's completely, the game has changed. So, all right, so let's talk a little bit. What is it that you're doing for these entrepreneurs, that what's going on at Verb? How are you helping some of these entrepreneurs, business owners, be able to really maximize their position and brand?
And that's the biggest thing that we're focused on. Like I said, our roots come from sales tools. Back in the day, it was, this dead doctors don't lie cassette, that someone could hand out and do. And we got passionate in that about helping people succeed. And so over time, we've innovated and created the tools where now it's our app that's in the palm of their hand and they can go and record and share their testimonial about their company and their passion and their excitement and the products, how they've changed their life or the opportunity and the income they're making. Record a quick video in the app and put a link that says, hey, if you want to be a part of this, go right here and check out, the information. And then it's all managed in the palm of their hand where they can see if their friend watched the video and if they clicked on the link and the percentage that they watched. And so the technology, embracing it, just helps someone to, one, be authentic, but then also communicate in a way that the user likes, and then have the analytics right there where they know who is interested and who their hot contacts are and who to follow up. And so we're seeing a ton of success with that. We've got hundreds of thousands of users. And so it's really driving our business in that way, where back in the day, we kind of crossed our fingers and hoped the cassette tape worked. But now we got the data and the analytics that show how people are connecting with people. And so it's been really exciting for us to see, the technology in our platform drive people's businesses in that way.
I like it because 67% of people, are more likely to buy after they watch a video. So you are kind of you're that next level. Hey, they watch the video, swipe here and buy. I mean, so.
Yeah, that's the key thing is people are used to that. They watch videos all day long on their phone. And so if you can create, it's, this whole direct sales thing is about relationships. And so, friends that I haven't connected with in a long time, I can record them that video, share the story that I'm feeling and I'm passionate about. And they can watch it and then right there, click and take action. And so, it's those stats, those stats are based on just normal video. Our interactive video, the stats are even higher of someone, people they're curious. They want to click on that button and see what's happening. And if you're authentic, like, the most successful direct sellers are, it's a powerful tool that really helps you to communicate in ways that haven't been done in the past.
Yep.
And really maximize, people creating their own brand and driving their own business.
The more, I think the more interesting, the more authentic. I mean, think about this. Emails, 50% of those are open, right? That's kind of the open response rate now that I see across the board. I think that you probably see something that's probably even under that. You think about text messages, more people getting that, but video, if interested, it's amazing the power around it. And so, look at this. We went from doing our podcast, which was just only, putting out on, iTunes. And then they were like, hey, let's go to YouTube. Well, we get great viewership from a YouTube perspective. People want to see the video. They want to see what's going on in the studio. They like that. And they like to be able to just, even if it's on the background of their computer, they like to know it's here.
Absolutely. And it's just, people are so used to it. All day long, we're consuming, video. There's millions of videos consumed every day. YouTube is now the second highest search engine, and people just go and they'll, like you talked about in your podcast, you and I as coaches for our kids, it's a great way to be educated and go to YouTube and learn great drills and things. And so people are going there to learn and to grow and do that. And so now it's what we're used to is watching these videos and interacting that way. And it's allowing us to connect with people in ways that we couldn't in the past. So the technology is super cool and just a great way to, drive your business, but also just connect with people.
It's so funny. I got rid of cable at my house and went to YouTube TV because it was like $7 and, and that's all you need. It's the greatest thing. There's so much stuff that's on there and I never get bored. There's always different kind of content. And I always go to very interesting, unique and interactive types of things that, hey, listen, you look at cable, everybody's like, well, there's like 1,000 channels, but it's nothing I want to watch. So
right. No, and people get tired of it too, right? Yeah. It's almost the old mode. We've talked about innovation and cassettes moving to CDs, and now people, they don't want to sit through commercials. They don't want to do those things. And so the technology is advanced where YouTube TV and these type of companies, even Netflix, look at what Disney Plus is going to be doing, where it's a totally different way that people want to consume their content. And video and the technology, pointing back, these businesses have shown that you've got to embrace technology. And so it's that same way with direct sales or any entrepreneur. If you can embrace video and these type of things, it's a great way to connect with people. And if you don't, you're going to be left behind. And so it's massive.
Well, if you're a listener that's out there right now and you're saying, okay, hey, listen, I'm a business owner. Is video important? Video is truly important. I look at, why is this on hit for me? We've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it didn't start that way. It started with one camera. It started with, one concept. It started very, very small. You have to start somewhere, man, because at the end of the day, this is where you have power and clarity with your story, power and clarity of your brand. They get to see you every day. And I've said this for the last 10 years. People don't want to read, they want to watch. And that's kind of where we're moving. They want to listen. They want to be told a story. They want to see something. They want to be inspired. And that's why if you're sitting there going, gosh, I'm just afraid to be on and do Facebook Live or an Insta Live or whatever, you got to understand, if you're building a brand out there, it's just another component, another piece of the recipe that has to be added. And I know, McKinley, you truly believe that because of the business that you're in right now. You see that every day with hundreds of thousands of people you're working with.
Oh, absolutely. And the key thing, Chris, is get in and just start. And that's the thing. People, feel overwhelmed, or am I going to do it right? Or am I going to hold my phone right? Or, all these little tips. But you want to start somewhere. Start it and just be yourself, be authentic, have energy, and you're going to get better over time. That's the thing that we've seen is, these people who are creating these videos on our platform, each and every one gets better and they learn and they improve. And so start somewhere. And if you don't feel comfortable doing a Facebook Live, record a video and send it to, your spouse or a friend, and start from there until you do get comfortable, and you'll get better. And each and every time you get better. And the expectation also on these platforms isn't perfection. It's not high-end production and those things. So people are going to relate to you, to your energy, your excitement, your passion.
McKinley, if they want to find out more information about Verb or contact you, where could they go?
Yeah, so go to verb.tech. We've got great information about our platform. You can learn things there. You can connect with us on Facebook and that. And also, if you want to shoot me an email at mjo@verb.tech. Love to connect with people. I'm also on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. So just a great way. We're passionate about direct sales and helping people. So I'd love to connect with anyone who shares these same type of interests.
Again, hey man, thanks so much for doing this today. We really appreciate it, and hopefully you'll come back on later on, be another guest at another time for us. We really enjoyed.
Oh, I'd love to. Thanks for having me on. Super excited for you for what you're doing. Love it. Love the podcast. I was listening to it with my boys last night, getting them, pumped up about, the 10 things they can work on, having energy in that. So super applicable to, to everything. So thanks for what you're doing, and definitely look forward to connecting again soon.
Definitely. Well, listen, thanks so much for tuning in to Hit today. Remember, high intensity tactics, right? We're constantly going out there and grow. Remember, live life by design, not by default. Have a great day, everyone.